Hello, and welcome back to Modded Slay the Spire with Star. Welcome back to the pizza pad. Hey, this is going to be a quick little review before I have to go to work. I want to go ahead and get this out real quick, that way I don't got to do it later. I'm going to be doing a Let's Play, at least a single Let's Play video of certain video games, and I'm going to be also doing a review to go with the Let's Play. I want to go ahead and hit as many games as possible. I want to make this my thing. So, let's get right into the review. I'm going to be playing the game on the side while I talk about the review. And as previously stated, I will be playing as Neurosama in this one. So please enjoy the gameplay while I talk about the game. So, Modded Slay the Spire. I'll be talking about the base game at first. And, yeah, let's get right into it. So, Slay the Spire for me is a pretty great game. It's one of my favorites. Not my top favorite, but one of my favorites. I'd say as far as replayability goes, the game is a 9.5 out of 10. You see, Slay the Spire is missing a little something in the replayability factor. I really can't believe I'm saying it, but it really is, to be honest with you. It's got a very good replayability, obviously, especially with all the modded characters, but I'll separate that to a different category. All the modded stuff to a different category. I'll call it the modded category. Anyways, to the point though. As far as replayability goes, Slay the Spire is a 9.5 out of 10. It's missing a little something. And what it's missing is a little bit of extra replayability factor. You see, the Neo options that you get after restarting the game, they correspond to how far you made it in the game before you had to restart. Now obviously you have the infinite run ladder, which is the infinite play, where you could just like put on your own options, a sandbox mode basically. And that's all fine and dandy and all that's good, but I'm separating that to its own self too. I'm going to call that extra game mode, extras basically. As far as the base game's replayability factor, it's 9.5 out of 10. The Neo options correspond to how far you make it. If you're having a level of bad luck, you're just not going to get very many Neo options, so you're not going to be able to make it very far in the next one either. With that being said, the Neo options are a bit lacking for people that aren't making it very far, that aren't doing a great job in the game. And with that said, I'm kind of a little let down about that. Next up is the graphics, and the graphics are just as basic as the game itself is. And they're very easy on the eyes. They're definitely not flashy. I would give the graphics in the game about an 8 out of 10. It's nothing too crazy. It's nothing unseen, unheard of. I will say they are very satisfying to see. Very satisfying to look at. Replayability factor, 9.5. Graphics, 8 out of 10 for me. The game's pretty high quality all the way around. Next up is gameplay for the base game. And the gameplay for the base game in the modded version of the game, it doesn't really change very much. For the most part, it's about the exact same. I would say the game itself is moderately difficult for you when you first start the game out. Then again, who am I kidding? You'll probably get lucky and make it really far. The game is extremely easy to learn and extremely easy to master. With that said, it's definitely one of these games that you can easily play for your own enjoyment. I would give gameplay a 9 out of 10. Again, it feels like there's a little something missing sometimes. The strategies oftentimes boil down to hitting the right cards at the right time, which can be very annoying. Later on, strategies in the game involve just throwing out all your cards because everything gives you energy and draws extra cards. You've got curses and everything. But eventually, you'll get so used to the game that you'll just start throwing cards left and right and it won't even matter. And then again, I tell you this, but then I am immediately reminded by the fact that I did say the Neo options are kind of lacking when you don't make it far. Well, in the beginning it takes a lot of strategy, which can be very annoying. As a matter of fact, this is the #1 reason why it is annoying. The beginning of the game takes a lot of strategy just to figure out where you're going and how you're going to get there. But later on parts of the game, you get to turn into a powerhouse. It's two different kinds of enjoyment. You get the real enjoyment of being able to throw out everything and just have everything work for you all the time. But then when you start the game over, it's definitely not like that. And it can be very disheartening. That's why the replayability factor is so low, because the gameplay is a little low. I mean, at certain stages in the game. I'd say the best part of the game is after the first boss, when there's an equal amount of strategy as there is power. Anywho, I would say that replayability is a 9.5, graphics at 8, gameplay is about an 8 as well. Very good gameplay, easy to learn, easy to master. You don't see a lot of that these days. With that said, the reason why it's so high up on my list is because it's not exactly boring. At least, not until it is. And even then, there's a lot of characters to explore with the modded scene. There's 4 characters in the base game, and they have unlockables. So, playing the game out for a while, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. For the first 10, 20 runs, you do unlock things occasionally. I would say after that, it's kind of nothing really left to do. You can't make your own cards in-game. It would have been kind of cool if that were a thing, but, you know, the game is the way it is, and I would never change somebody else's masterpiece. So yeah, I'd say gameplay is an 8. What the heck? At the end of your turn, you gain 1 week. And Narasama's pretty fun. With that said, I will say the modded scene is an absolute perfect 10 out of 10. Everything you could ever want to do with this game has already been done, for the most part. I mean, except for characters. If you're looking for a quality of life mod, whatever you can think of, it's already been done. As far as characters go, there's more than enough characters to keep you satisfied. Unless you can think of a specific character that just happens to not be here. Then that's a different scenario. Oh, this boss is such a cheat. What is Blood Echoes? Do you play spend Blood Echoes equal to the energy cost to play a copy of it? I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, the modded scene is a 10 out of 10. And everything's basically been cracked as well. If you wanted to make your own mods, it's actually easier now more than ever to do it. And that's just that. So yeah, modded scene's a perfect 10 out of 10. I'd say all in all, the game is a 9 out of 10. It's a very high quality game. Everything's polished, there's no bugs. Everything just kind of works. The gameplay's fun, very fun, enjoyable. There's a moderate to very high amount of replayability, and the modded scene is perfect for what it is. And with that, I leave you with the gameplay. I'm going to play until the game's over. Or until I have to leave for work, of course. And I thank you for sticking around if you did. And if you could, I'll say as always, subscribe if you can, if you want to. And maybe drop me down a hint on what I should do next in the comment section. I'm mostly just going to wing it from here on out. I did play as Neurosama one time just to get a kind of feel for it so that I wouldn't be tossed into the deep end. Anya and just kind of lose the game immediately. Neurosama's a little overpowered, but she's very complicated. Yeah, you got these ram sticks and stuff. I'm not going to spoil anything. I want you to go ahead and check it out if you can. The game's a heck of a lot of fun. And there's also daily climbs and stuff. There's like daily things. Oh, I forgot to talk about the extras. I kind of don't want to give any spoilers for the games. There's not a whole lot to spoil anyways. There's only 2 other game modes in the base game, and they're not really all that special, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. There's Daily Climb, which is basically like a daily quest, but you don't really get much other than enjoyment out of it. And there is also a sandbox mode, which is a heck of a lot of fun. It's the best extra part of the game there could possibly be. It reminds me of back when we used to play the Flash games through the web browser, and then you'd go to another website to find the hacked version of that Flash game. That's basically what you got here. You can basically just in-game break it and make it whatever you want it to be. And that's what this is all about. It's a sandbox. Not a whole lot. A lot of games even apply the necessity for a sandbox. You know what I'm saying? A lot of games, there's just no necessity for it at all. Ooh, it's getting pretty rough. Yeah. I think this is it for the game. I think this is all I'm going to be able to do. Nope, that's it. Narasama has been defeated. Well, if you want to play Narasama on Slay the Spire, you can buy it on Steam. I believe they got it on discount right now. It's about $6. And if you get it, all the mods come for free inside of the community tab. And I don't know how big the community is. All I know is I came for the mods. But if you stick around, I'm sure the community would appreciate to have you. They don't seem all that bad. And the content doesn't seem to be very adult appropriated either as well. It seems like the content's pretty all around, I would say. No major raunchy stuff or anything like that, like you see from certain other games. Slay the Spire's got what would seem to be a very good community, and it's a pretty good game. I'm very glad I got to try it out. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.